All right, so we're getting a little harder now, right? We're gonna our last two problems I'm gonna do together, and they're the hardest ones. If you get confused, just pause it, check it. Manny works as a cleaning lady to earn extra money. She earns $40 flat plus $12 per hour. You see this, guys? Per hour? It's a big deal, okay? Because that is a constant rate, right? 12 per hour. So when we see this stuff, when we see the constant rates, we know that's going to be part of our unknown. Okay, we know that's going to be the coefficient, the number that we multiply the variable with. Like for example, when I saw per hour, right away I thought, ooh, 12x. Um, and this word plus, right? This word plus means add, right? We see, and it makes sense in this context, right? She earns $40 plus $12 per hour. So no matter what, she earns $40. So this is her constant, right? This is not a rate. This $40. This is her flat fee. Which is by walking in the door, she gets $40, right? If they make an agreement with her, she signs a contract. She shows up and does nothing, right? Leaves after not even a second, but they sign a contract that if she shows up, she gets $40 just for being there. That's there, right? And that doesn't change. Okay. If she earns $76 for one cleaning job, how many hours did it take to her to clean the house? So think about it. $40, $12 per hour. Oh, you see? Yeah. How many hours per hour, right, is our X. Our unknown is how many hours. And look at what Mr. Pullisher said. He said right away when we see 12 per hour, that's a sign for us, right? Because this is a constant rate. That means that we're multiplying something, right? And this is money and this is money, right? So this makes sense, right? $76, $40, $12 per hour, right? An hour is what we're looking for. All right, so let's solve this thing. So 12x plus 40 equals 76. We subtract 40 on both sides using the inverse property of addition. This cancels. 76 minus 40 is 36. Again, using the inverse property to isolate this variable, we divide by 12. X equals 3. So we can say she worked 3 hours, right? 3 hours would be the correct answer. But we're mathematicians. We know that it's important to be precise. And to be precise, it's a good habit to check your work, right? And if you want to be really precise, you might want to write check, next to your work. But I would understand. Oops. Let me redo that. So it's 12 times 3 plus 40. Now we're seeing to check to see if it equals to 76. 3 times 12 is 36 plus 40 equals 76. This worked. We're happy. All right. The answer is 3 hours. Okay, back to this idea of consecutive numbers. We're right now on our last problem, number 4, and we see again consecutive numbers. So again, to remind you, a consecutive number, all that means is, if we have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, is that we have something that goes one after the other, right? The only problem is this is even. And when we see even or odd, okay, for consecutive numbers, it changes the game a little bit. Okay, let's think about what that means. What is a consecutive even number? So let's start with 2, right? That's our first even number. What's the next consecutive even number? It wouldn't be 3, right? 3 is odd. Next one would be 4. What's the one after that? It wouldn't be 5 because 5 is odd. The next one is 6. And the last one after that, it wouldn't be 7, right? Because 7's odd. The last one is 8. So now what we have to do is think about where we started and just look at the little relationship. Well, we always start at the smallest number. So we're going to put x next to 2. So if you start at 2 and you go to 4, what do you really do? Well, you add 2, right? Because we skipped that middle number. We skipped 3. Okay. So if I'm at 4 now and I go to 6, I just add another 2, right? So if I go 6, so I go x plus 2 plus 2. Well, I think it would be easier. In fact, this I'm going to just erase. Not to write 2 plus 2, but to write 4. Right? Because I'm just adding 2. Do you notice I'm just adding 2? Right? So whatever this was, I'm just adding 2 to it to get to here. Add 2. So therefore, my next one is going to be x plus 4 plus 2, which is 6. Adding 2. Just adding 2. So we start at x, and we add 2. And then we add 2 to this, and we get 4. And we add 2 to this, and we get 6, right? And all this is saying is that this is 6 away from our first number. And we always say our first number is x. Okay? So this is even, and that's why we skip, right? And if it was odd, it would look exactly the same way. Sometimes because we skip, right? Sometimes people confuse odd and they say plus 3 or something. No. Because we skip, it's always plus 2, because we skip 1. So that's why we write plus 2. All right, so the sum of these consecutive even numbers. So let's do it. X plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6. And don't forget to we start off with x, right? So we're adding all these up. So I have it here, I have it here, I have it here. All right, these are 4 numbers that we're adding up, and we're supposed to get 220. So let's see if this worked out. So I have 4 x's, and then I have 2 plus 4 plus 6, which is equal to 12. And that's equal to 220. I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides using my inverse property. And I get 208, right? 220 minus 12 is 208. So I'm just going to put that up here. So I have 4x equals 208. Now I divide both sides by 4. 4 goes into 25 times. 4 goes into 8 2 times. And our smallest integer is 52. Okay, let's see if this works out. If I start with 52, the next even number is 54. The next even number is 56. And the next even number is 58. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 8 plus 2 is also 10. So carry the 1, carry the 1. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 200. Plus 2 is 20. So we have 20. So I did this in my head. You can do it yourself. You can add that out yourself, right? Or you can do it in the calculator to check. But it's very important to check your work.